Welcome back to JSA TV, where we're covering the latest stories, trends, and innovations from leaders in the digital infrastructure industry, live from London here at DCD Connect. And joining me today, we have two very powerful thought leaders. We have David Watkins. He is the Solutions Director at VIRTUS Data Centers, and Peter Miles. Peter is the Client Director at VIRTUS Data Centers. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you guys here today, live from London on JSA TV. So, Peter, why don't we start with you? You have been expanding across Europe and the UK. Can you tell us about your growth strategy?
Sure, absolutely. We have in operation or in construction 300 megawatts of IT load in the UK. Last year, we ventured into Europe and are developing 300 megawatts of IT load in Berlin across 2 campus sites, and currently looking to start a new project in Milan and Madrid. So big plans to support the massive growth that we're seeing with AI and the broader IT industry. So very exciting times and a lot going on.
Yes, there's definitely a lot going on in the data center industry, especially when it relates to AI and the significant growth there. So, David, why don't we talk a little bit more while we're talking about AI? Tell us a little bit more about some of the major changes in data processing and how VIRTUS is ensuring that data centers are AI ready.
So our existing sites, we already support quite dense deployments, but what AI brings is a compute and a power density that you can't support just with air. So we're looking at the designs of our sites now. We're adapting them, both the existing sites we have and our future design philosophies to support the massively increased power density that AI is going to bring. It's going to bring with it. It's a change. It's changing the boundaries of where we deliver the service to the customer, but it's something we're very excited about and spending a lot of time doing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we're super excited about it too. AI is everywhere, and it's definitely one of the hottest topics here on the conference floor and across the world, really, and especially for our industry, which brings me to this next question, Peter. Liquid cooling and its importance in this whole AI era.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's changing the dynamic of the way operators are building their data centers. To Dave's point, there are different pressures put on the cooling elements of it. So we as operators have got to build sites that meet the requirements of the liquid cooling, but at the same time, we've got to accommodate the broader requirements of market as well. So it's a fine balance between, hedging to accommodate the demands of AI, but also the huge market that exists with data sovereignty and all these other elements as well. So it's not a straightforward build a liquid cooled data center. It's build a data center that's ready for liquid cooling. More importantly, just build a data center that's ready for what's in front of us.
Definitely, because the requirements are seriously changing.
Absolutely. And, the pressures on, rack densities, I think we're delivering, rack densities up to sort of 170 a kilowatt, which, is a far cry from our first data center, which in 2011, which would have been about 3.68 kilowatts a rack. So, you can see the massive curve that's happened there. So
I think the other point on that's really important is we've come from a world where we're building data centers to certain standards that are common and well known both by the operators and the customers. We're in a world now where it's changing very quickly, and there's not the certainty on what we need to build, and also, more importantly, what our customers are actually asking us for. So there's a careful period that we're in now, because it's important we don't over-engineer and don't overbuild for what's actually needed. But I think in maybe a year or so's time, we'll be back more towards the other way, where the requirements are better understood. But everything's developing very quickly, and we're all running to catch up.
It's evolving, so quickly, and they also need to be super scalable. right? But what does that look like in a few years from now? We're not sure.
Well, I mean, I think we've certainly got visibility of the scale. I think, scale brings, huge amounts of investment. And the quantums we're talking about now, I mean, they're eye-watering. So hence, when you are building a data center and, there's always an element of speculation, the sort of numbers we're talking about to build, I mean, our campus in Brandenburg is, I think it's starting at 3 billion, okay? And, it's not the sort of project you can get wrong or be glib with in design. Right. So it's really, really important to understand what's happening today, but kind of be prepared for what's happening in 24 months because really, everything's moving so fast.
So fast.
Yeah.
And that brings me to this last question, which I would love to get your input on. Things are just moving so fast, especially when it comes to AI. Where do you see AI's role in the future of the digital infrastructure industry? Let's start with you.
I think it's a huge opportunity. One of the challenges that we've faced, not just in the UK, but in other countries around the world, is historically data centers have been clustered in certain locations in various different countries. One of the opportunities that AI gives is these huge, large learning models don't need to be close to the source of use while they're just sat whirring away learning in the background. So it gives us an opportunity to develop elsewhere in country where power maybe is less constrained. It'll bring inward investment into areas maybe that wouldn't be expecting that type of investment, more jobs, more skills. I think it's a huge opportunity for the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that's probably triggered is the acknowledgement of the importance of the data center. I mean, the government last week announced that it was including it in the critical infrastructure list for the UK. So that in itself is an indication as to the importance of it. But the underlying thing with AI is these are hugely power hungry environments. I mean, you just have to look at, I think a ChatGPT search is about 10 times. It uses 10 times more power than a Google search. Okay, so you can see just in that very example that there's a huge increase. So underlying that is sustainability. So where's the power coming from? The power that we buy now is and the sites we invest in, it's all coming from direct renewable sources. But even building sites, even things like cement and the carbon that exists in that, and solving for those problems, because power is only one element, but sustainability will be the key driver in allowing AI to grow because of the sheer intensity of the power.
Yeah, to reach its fullest potential.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. I mean, we wrote the book here on sustainability with greener data. So many thought leaders there contributing to what sustainability will mean to the future here of our industry. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, other than, it's an exciting time. We're proud to be part of the industry. Thank you very much for having us.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. And for viewers that want to learn more, go to VIRTUSdatacenters.com, right?
That's the place.
That's
the one. Right. And viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of JSA TV live from London here at DCD Connect London. I'm Buffy Harakitas signing off for JSA. Stay curious, stay connected, and happy networking.